Hello, and thank you for joining my segment, The Corona Shift Return of Insight, here in Living with Love COVID-19 Mini Series, Maximizing the Heart of Our Communities, sponsored by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs Incorporated. You can find more information about the Institute at www.globalcoachentrepreneur.org. In episode 1, I shared with you about the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube have over 43 quintillion different configurations. But thanks to supercomputers, it was discovered that any Rubik's Cube, no matter how mixed up it is, can be solved in just 20 moves or less. And so, let me ask you again, if you could imagine your present challenge in life like a cube, could you be 20 steps away from the solution that you need? Is it time for you to reach out for help and receive help? I am Master Coach A. I'm a professional certified life coach and I help individuals make a difference, monetize talents, and live their desired lifestyle through the platform of life coaching. I'm here and ready to serve you. I belong to the global community of the Life Coach Training Institute, now doing business as the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs that is based in Dallas, Texas, USA. I am the global partner for international expansion of Master Coach Lakenda Smiley, our CEO, and I am the program facilitator for offshore certification classes here in the Philippines. I conduct face-to-face life coach certification program in behalf of the Institute. Presently, as the founder, I am also the chairman of the board and the CEO of Decaf Coffee Republic, the 24 by 7 coaching hub that offers coaching services on demand any time of the day, any day of the week. And if you need coaching services, if you need coaching support at this season, you may call 0917-586-1661 and we will be glad to serve you anytime, any day. Welcome to episode 2, hashtag Corona Shift. Did you know that there is a difference between anime and cartoon? Anime versus cartoon, what's the difference? I bet you don't know, right? Hmm. Take a look at the picture. Can you identify which one is anime, which one is cartoon? And can you really identify what's the difference? Well, I can take a look at the pictures and say this one is anime, this one is cartoons. Here it's cartoons. You've got it here anime. And my further research, I got this. Okay, that anime is produced in Japan. The other one is in the West. In terms of content, it's for mature audience. The cartoons are for the kids. Although, well, kids watch anime and adults are also watching cartoons, right? The themes are deep, while the other one is numerous. Well, I watch some cartoons that are not really numerous. Detailed in drawing style for anime, deformed drawing style for cartoons, but I've seen beautiful cartoons. Follows a plot. The other one is having a new adventure every day. Anime is characterized by their big eyes, and the other one would be characterized always by a big head. Stereotype for violence, the other would be stereotype for kids. While we got this in whyready.com, if you search anime versus cartoon in Mr. Google, okay, you will get this. No matter how you look at it, an anime is a cartoon, period. The main difference is that anime is considered a Japanese style of the cartoons, and while cartoons is from the West. Okay? So anime is a Japanese style of a motion picture or their animation. But if you go to the West, it's still an animated and they call it cartoons. Truth of the matter, until today, I'm sharing this with you. I still don't know. And I don't intend to know more. Okay? It's not my cup of tea. But the very reason why I'm sharing this with you is like because as cartoons and anime may sound or look the same, it's the same thing with what happened to us in terms of social distancing and physical distancing, which is being used alternately at the moment. We've started with social distancing, and I've been posting and I've been sharing that it's supposed to be physical distancing. Now, not a lot of people have changed that until today. And the very reason why I want to share this with you, because it's the World Health Organization who wants you to ditch that phrase of social distancing. And as early as March 20, yes, 20th of March, the World Health Organization, who officially is advocating against the use of the phrase social distancing and instead recommending the phrase physical distancing. They said the idea is to clarify that in order to stay home during the current coronavirus isn't about breaking contact with your friends and family, which many people did at the onset, but rather keeping a physical distance to make sure the disease doesn't spread. Further, you can read that they are proposing the reframing of what we're doing right now. We think, according to Saki, we should think of this time as physical distancing to emphasize that we can remain socially connected even while being apart or while being apart. Social distancing at the onset when it was released is vital to slowing the spread of coronavirus, but it also pushes against humans' beings' fundamental need for connection. And ironically, at this moment in time, the same technologies we often blame for tearing apart our social fabric, is now our best chance of keeping it together. Ironic. Now, I'm not sure if you were able to get through the news, but not a lot of people have changed the use of social distancing to physical distancing. You can still check the news, recent news, and they're still up in there using social distancing. Why physical distancing is better than social distancing? Well, experts really applaud who move to use physical distancing, saying that social distancing or isolation isn't good for mental well-being. Yes, okay, I'm an advocate of mental fitness, mental health. And the moment you say social distancing, okay, it connotes an isolation and it's not really healthy. Now, the WHO's technical lead for COVID-19 said this further. Technology right now has advanced so great that we can keep connected in many ways without actually physically being in the same room or physically being in the same space with the same people. A lot about this, we say social distancing, we're changing to say physical distance, okay? From social distancing, we're saying physical distance, and it's in purpose because we want people to remain connected. So they encourage us to find ways through the internet and through different social media to remain connected because, okay, your mental health is this going through this is just as important. Your mental health, okay, as we go through this season, is just as important as our physical health. I have been vocal and talking about the effect of stress to our immune system, which should be strengthened during this time. And a separate note and a separate news, it was also upheld that the global health body really emphasized that maintaining physical distance was absolutely essential amidst global pandemic, but it doesn't mean that socially we have to disconnect from our loved ones and from our family. It is unfortunate that when we start going through all this pandemic and all of this unrest, people get to isolate, went on their own, and start just like isolating themselves. Now, of course, we are now over third week. In the Philippines, this is already our fourth week. And a lot of people now is starting to recover and starting to connect. But you would see the reality, and a lot of people, not a lot of people, are fit now for communication. Physical distance, think about it, is measured in metric meters or centimeters. It is the geographical distance from a person A to person B, while social distance is a measure of distance across social boundaries. Okay, he explained, okay, and this is Martin Board, a professor of social psychology. Further, we need to do physical distancing to protect everyone's physical well-being, but mental well-being is obviously also important. And social isolation is not good for mental well-being. And finally, I got this again, okay, that it doesn't mean that we have to disconnect socially from our loved ones or from our family. I'm putting this side by side, and yes, I got it exactly. I screenshot it and presenting it to you for the purpose of making a point that globally, internet-wise, every day we read different news. We read and captured from social media about COVID-19, but not a lot of people put really a stress or weight or emphasis that we needed to correct the way we're presenting this term distancing. Distancing alone is already detrimental. Distancing alone is already giving us this chill feel that we will be alone, that we will be alone in our journey, that we will be distant from other people. And I couldn't think why, as early as March 20th, it was already released, but still media would still be using social distancing. And I'm kind of thinking, if you are here watching, listening to me, how do you really see the world today? In the eyes of global unrest, how do you see the changes that's taking place? As you read through the news, as you captured words from here and then, pieces by pieces, bits, pieces by pieces, reports left and right, how do you see the world? Or what is it that you see? This is a global thing, and we're still on it. We have not crossed over. What is it that you see? Do you see famine and drought? Do you see that all the hoarding, all of the fight over alcohol, sanitizer, tissue paper will lead to famine and drought? Do you foresee that this isolation, this picture of people not able to move around, people receiving, you know, with their death sentence, down where they become positive as if it's the end of them? Do you see the viral apocalypse being your reality? How do you see this? How do you see the world today? You listening to me. Do you see healing? Do you see healing of relationships, restorations of families? Do you see healing in nature and restoration of its beauty? Do you see healing in your finances and restorations of the whole business sector? Do you see healing in the workplace? Do you see restorations of companies that needed to shut down during this time? Do you see healing and recovery for our tired bodies? Do you see healing and restorations for different areas of our lives that have been waiting to be healed, waiting its time to recover? Do you see healing where healing seems to be impossible, where pollutions, chemicals is damaging our environment, Mother Earth complaining? That's what we always say. Pollution, trash all over. Can you see healing? Can you see restoration? Can you see seeds of new beginning? Can you see seeds of hope? Seeds of new business landscape? Seeds of people discovering new ways of doing things? Parents discovering new ways of dealing with their children? Parents understanding the virtual world that stole their children, not their children? Can you see the seeds of people rushing in work, heavily laden with work? Can you see the seeds that will birth new jobs where people will work sensibly and not work hard or do nothing? Can you see seeds for the life that we can only dream of? But now we can see the possibilities is limitless. When a single virus can put the whole world on stop, what is it now that is impossible? How do you see the world? How do you see the space that you occupy? How do you see your community? How do you see the country where you belong right now? How do you see the globe? How do you see all of this changing, transforming before your very eyes? The world is a reflection of you. Your family is a reflection of you. Your business is a reflection of you. If you see chaos, if you see disorder, if you see pain, if you see all these negative things, it's about time that you look inside of you, for something inside of you is reflecting that. If you can see the blessing of the season, if you can see the gift of family, if you can see the advancement, the change in the business landscape as this new season emerges, then something inside of you is reflecting that. All of this is a reflection of you. A peaceful heart can see peace. A joyful heart can see joy, can experience it. A loving heart can see love reflected in the human race, despite news of death from the virus. The generosity inside of you will reflect the generous spirit everywhere where you see people giving, where you see people getting out of their personal pocket, sharing food, sharing resources. That spirit of luck will also magnify what the government cannot give to you, what the government cannot provide. That spirit of unity will be able to see that while we are physically separated, we are one in this journey. That you and I belong to the same species-wide battle for survival of the human race. That this is not the time for us to fight each other, bring each other down, or speak ill, or destroy other people's reputation. What you see is what is inside of you. Your eyes reflects what's inside your heart. Reflections. In a world where there is obsession for cleanliness, order, and perfection, something continue to hunt, something cold and evil follows, lurking in the clouds above, shredding reality with its delusions. We see madness and sanity war, stretching and tearing the very fabric of our existence. And yet, in the tone of grace and mercy, love abound for the human race, for he who reigns is love. I am Coach A, and if you need support, you may reach me with my Facebook and YouTube channel, Coach A. Thank you, Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs, for building this platform of heart. I'll see you again next week for my episode 3. Have a great day. May you continue in this journey safe and sane. Thank you.